we had been looking for some property, an acre to 3 for probably 2 years or so.
At least
2 years. And we wanted to stay in the Ridgefield area, so we had been kind of looking at properties that were a little bit more rural, and actually we're about ready to put an offer on a piece of land that we were going to have to go find a builder and kind of do the whole thing with all the utilities and start from scratch. And while we were pondering that, we ended up taking the dog for a walk one day and came into this neighborhood that's only a quarter mile away from the house we had been living in for the past 10 years, and called our realtor. The realtor got in touch with Cascade West. We went in and sat down with Jason, had a conversation about what we were looking for. He shared some of his ideas on what he thought would work great for this lot, which ended up being exactly what we had in mind. And then from there, we engaged with them and started the process.
We'd been thinking about building this house for several years, so we really had a good idea of what we wanted. But when we found the lot, we didn't really know how we could make what we wanted happen on this piece of dirt. We didn't quite know where we would build, where would the house be, how it would all work. And we were able to sit down with Jason and the team and kind of bring our ideas and our vision and our hopes and dreams into a conversation. And it was a pretty cool first step where we just hand drew out how it would all come to life. And it was really exciting to see our dream house come to life on a piece of paper.
And then from there, we digitized that floor plan, and Jason really just worked with moving walls and adjusting the size of things and tweaking how it would sit on the property to fit to what we were looking for. And there was a lot of insight and additional information that he gave us that we hadn't even thought about. That as far as how the property sits on the land, what views you're getting from what areas at what time of the day. And so there was a lot of good information that we got throughout that process that ultimately, if it was left to us, we probably wouldn't have thought of this.
Once we kind of had the final plans and it was time to break ground and start building, I think what we enjoyed the most with Cascade West is how they packaged everything up and made it really clear on these are your next steps and the decisions that you need to go make and how they all play in together. We sat down with some really, really fun people that were able to, again, help bring our vision to life. We don't do this day in and day out, and so we have an idea of what we wanted, but how do we, from our cabinetry to our floors, light fixtures, how do we make it all come together? So then we got to kind of start picking out things, which I loved.
It was a little overwhelming when you think about all the different things that go into the house, and they definitely systematically lay it out to say, here's what you need to go pick out now, here's the people you're working with. And so you just had a team of individuals that were helping you through all those decisions so that you felt like you weren't missing something or making a decision that's gonna offset something else along the way. So it was a really pretty smooth process.
Another thing we really appreciated was the project manager that we worked with. We worked with Caleb. He was really awesome, really knowledgeable, and fun to work with. I think Grant and I both really enjoyed getting to know him and kind of partnering together on working on this project for so long. I felt like he always had our back and he knew what we were trying to do, and just was really good at making sure that we weren't making any sacrifices and we were able to do all the things that we wanted to do, and everything kind of came together how we wanted.
We'd walk through, maybe notice something that was off from what we thought it should look like, or maybe we just weren't interpreting it correct, and so we would, there was a lot of text messages and calls to Caleb. He was always very, willing to have a conversation with us and say, hey, I'll take a look at it in the morning, or let me get in touch with the subcontractor and we'll get that figured out. So he always would put some of our concerns at ease when we would see something that, maybe didn't look the way we thought it should.
Whenever we have friends over and family and we kind of get to show them, here's what we created, they always ask, I feel like everyone asks this question, now that you're in, is there something you would do differently? And it's been pretty fun to say, not really. Like we really feel like we were able to think through everything and design like a totally custom home, which is exactly what we were looking for. Like we knew from enough houses that we lived in, we wanted to go from the garage to the mudroom to the pantry to the kitchen. And we knew enough about our routine with our kids, like they need a place to put their backpack and their shoes, and the way that we wanted to live, we were able to kind of build and customize a space that really catered to just where we're at as a family and kind of how we live in this house.
And that was certainly something when you think about building a custom home, thinking about, well, what are all the things you have on your want list and your need list, and we spent a lot of time, compiling that list. And so I think we checked all the boxes, everything from, Jamie now having a designated office and she's working from home full time. I had a lot of vinyl records and guitars, and I needed a space to me to kind of be noisy and be separated from the family, and we were able to get that accomplished. All the little things that we just didn't have at the previous house, we were able to get here. And I think it was just a bonus that we were able to find the piece of dirt that we did that had, beautiful views, plenty of, land for the kids to run around, and the dog, and all these things. And every step along the way, with all of the contractors, the subcontractors, we just felt very, very confident in the quality of the products that were being used, the processes in which they were going through to build the home. And it makes you feel good as you're going along, knowing that you're working with people that have your best interest in mind, versus just trying to, build something and get it done.
And I'd say over the past 5 months that we've been here too, we've been really proud and have really enjoyed kind of hosting our family and friends and being able to share this home with them. And we love to kind of entertain and be outside, and have just been really grateful that we've been able to spend this last summer and some nice fall weather here, kind of outside and in this space that we created. And looking forward to many more years of that.